Good evening. This is CTV News for October 7th. I'm Janine Samuels.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, many controversial cases will be heard during the Supreme Court's new term. Deportation protections for Dreamers, open carry, and employment discrimination for the LGBT community are just some of the 100 topics to be discussed. Keisha Butts is at the Supreme Court with more.
Hundreds of people are in line for the start of a new term for the Supreme Court. 5 major cases will be heard, from abortion to gay and transgender rights. I spoke to a few people about why they're out here today.
I'm a lawyer from Oregon, and we came out here to hear the argument of the Ramos case from Louisiana. Ramos was convicted by a non-unanimous jury, which was allowed in Louisiana at that time. Louisiana has since changed their law, and they require unanimity on a jury, but Oregon remains the only state in the country that does not require a unanimous jury.
I was interested in seeing Kohler v. Kansas.
Today, they're hearing what I consider to be a landmark case on the Sixth Amendment and the right to a unanimous jury decision. So I think this is a very pivotal term for the Supreme Court, especially because it'll be a real test for the new justices.
It's interesting that this court seems to be more conservative than courts in the past. I'm not sure that it's in America's best interests for the decisions to be taken as conservatively.
Many of the rulings for these cases will arrive by June. At the Supreme Court, Keisha Butts, CTV News.
And Justice Clarence Thomas was absent today. A federal judge rules that President Trump must hand over 8 years of tax returns to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. The decision rejects Trump's claim that he is immune from criminal investigation while in office. Marrero called the president's argument, quote, repugnant to the nation's governmental structure and constitutional values. The president's lawyers have appealed the ruling.
A longtime Maryland lawmaker faces federal wire fraud charges. A criminal information was filed today against Delegate Tawanna Gaines, alleging that from January 2015 to April 2018, she defrauded her campaign and its contributors of more than $22,000. Gaines reportedly accepted donations into a committee PayPal account and then, without authorization, utilized campaign funds for her personal use. Gaines was a member of the Maryland House of Delegates for 16 years and served as the vice chair of the House Appropriations Committee. If convicted of wire fraud, she faces a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. With the current political climate, casting your vote in the 2020 presidential election is imperative. But what about polling days at the local and state level? While these elections historically have lower turnout, the mayor of the town of Bladensburg is taking action to stress the importance of local elections and make voting fun at the same time.
In an effort to encourage them to come out and make this a great experience, my husband started a tradition years ago when he was mayor and running, where we cook out, have music, hot dogs, free food, just to bring the community together, to show no matter who you're supporting, it's important to vote. Your vote matters.
You can't sit back, don't vote, and then complain. Or don't complain, but then you're not counted because you don't come out and vote, and you don't and in a bigger sense, get involved in the local government. Because the local government's a microcosm of what's going on in the bigger world, so it starts here in the community, and coming out to vote is vital.
The smaller elections are really important because this is where everything takes place. I mean, this is your town, so you can have people that here represent you so that you can be able to voice in your own community what you need.
You just heard from Jocelyn Rout running against Trina Brown for Ward 1 council member. Also on the town of Bladensburg municipal ballot today, Marilyn Blount and Ethel Dorsey for Ward 2.
A towing dispute in College Park leaves one man dead and another behind bars. According to police, officers were called to the 5100 block of College Avenue just before 2 a.m. on Sunday. When they arrived, the suspect, 24-year-old Damian Howard, was holding Terriek Butler in a chokehold. Butler was unresponsive, and officers performed CPR. He died later at the hospital. Police say the attack was over a towing fee. Howard is charged with second-degree murder, assault, and other charges.